What's happening, Wargamers? Welcome to the After Action Report. Very excited about this one. We are talking about Marvel Crisis Protocol Core Box 2.0 here. Wild game. I don't think either of us really had bad turns.
No, this was crazy. Every model I think on the table did well.
They did.
Like every time we were like, oh, I need to take out this model, we succeeded. Which I think was partially because our dice were stupid this game, both of us.
Were they ever? Oh my goodness. Unfortunately, I kind of bore the brunt of that one because you happened to get that just wild turn with Captain Marvel into Ultron, putting me down a very strong bit of threat. Right
on top of how, while both of us had insanely good attack dice, there was also multiple points this game where I blocked like 5 coming in with like 4 dice or something.
Yeah. Black Widow getting that extra little bit of...
Exactly.
Because if I could have thrown Captain Marvel away, I mean, I can potentially give myself room one more round. To do some stuff there. Like there was a couple of things that if they just went slightly more in favor dice-wise for me, I would have been able to at least
draw it out. Yeah.
Doc killing himself at the very end.
I mean, it was insult to injury. We would have had some extra attacks there.
The dice just decided to kind of give me a nice little kidney shank there. But all in all, I mean, it was great seeing these characters on the board. Yes. None of them felt bad.
No, I 100% agree. All of them did really, really well. I mean, even Iron Man, who going into this, I was a little down on him. He did, I mean, again,
his early pushes.
Ignoring the fact that 4 dice, he got 5 hits, but...
His early pushes, keeping both Red Skull and Ultron from being able to double tap were huge, right?
Oh, 100%.
Like just massive, which was really good. And, I mean, let's be honest, Carol just performed like a fiend.
Carol is absurd. I am so excited to get this model going in my own Avengers list.
Yes, absolutely. She was really awesome to see on the table. She had a lot of fun. Interestingly enough, I think of all the characters, new Steve was the least impressive.
I was about to say the same thing. As much as I love his leadership and I think it's super good, I'm personally a little down on Steve himself, like just his kit. I think he's still going to be quite good. He's still going to see a lot of play. But yeah, he was definitely the least impressive on the table here.
Yeah, that was a little unfortunate. I was hoping to see a little bit more from him, but you did get a lot of work out of his leadership.
Yep.
Right?
And to be fair to Steve here, he didn't really get many chances to shine. You killed him before he activated 2 out of 4 rounds, and one of the rounds that he did activate was the first round.
Yeah, and that's very true as well. Like, I went into Steve hard because I wanted to get rid of that leadership, and I was trying not to power up Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
And a lot of things here. Oh man, if that first reality bows to me, I got that trigger off, and I was able to like go into Iron Man as well. Like I probably could have taken out Iron Man and Steve that round.
Yep.
And different game. We would have been in round 5 right now for sure. But I didn't get that wild. That's part of it. And I gotta say, like, I normally roll so many skulls. Where were all my skulls this game?
Yep. No, yeah, it's weird, of course, when you have the thing that counts the skulls, that's when you're gonna see them the least, right?
Yeah, like if I had even just seen them 1 or 2 more times, I might have been able to like eke out a little bit more advantage there, but it never really came up, oddly enough. New Doc Ock felt really good.
Yeah, I mean, the wild counting as 2 came up a few times in a big way.
Did it ever?
Like, I mean, there was the first one where it basically made me have to go back and be like, wait a minute, no, I do need to reroll here.
Yeah.
And then later on, I mean, you got 8 on what, a 5-6 dice attack? 5
dice attack.
You got 8 successes, so it's like, okay,
it was huge.
This is a problem.
These characters feel great. New Zemo. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about Zemo.
He did a lot of work here.
He did a lot of work. I think something that really actually worked in your favor is I kept having to put that second action into Black Widow.
Yeah.
And that hurt.
And New Widow is so good.
Rude. The fact that you can reroll skulls.
Yeah.
Is rude.
Rerolling skulls on defense, still having martial artist and stealth is always annoying. Picking where the objective drops is huge. It's game changing.
Yeah, that was big.
And then also just offensively, I mean, range 4 energy builder, solid. Range 4 energy gainer, range 2 5 dice builder is also really good with a shock. The spender is quite good. I think this is the first Widow that really has potential to output
a spender you want to use.
Yeah.
Well, let's not forget that the early Widows were back in a design space where the spenders never really were exciting.
And for what it's worth, I think 2-threat Widow, her spender is actually really good, being able to throw out staggers, but she's not hitting hard. She's not going to kill anything with that most of the time. So
But yeah, like every character felt really good. I felt like even with Ultron going, I would have liked one more turn with Ultron.
Ultron dying very quickly was partially a product of it was cubes and he was holding two of them.
He
Partially that I
was.
just went really hard into him with Danvers.
You did, and something I should have done, and I contemplated, is I thought about instead of attacking with Red Skull, just doing a move and patching up Ultron for 3.
Wouldn't have been a terrible idea.
I probably should have done that because then you only would have dazed Ultron instead of KOing him, and I would have still had him for future rounds. So you would have gotten, I wouldn't have gotten 2 points. I would have been 2 points down, so it would have been 7-5.
Yep.
That round. Well, no, I still would have gotten the point cubes. Never mind.
Yeah, no, you still would have scored the points.
And then it means that like Ultron, yeah, he'd still go down in the next round, but I'd still have him on his injured side for round 4
for sure.
and that could have made a big difference. So that's probably my misplay of the game right there, not patching up Ultron.
Yeah, I'd be willing to agree with that. That probably would have been a really good choice.
Well, because Ultron brings with him, first off, some really great attacks, brings with him some terrain throws.
Also,
really big.
You were worried about me throwing terrain at you here, but the only terrain throw I even had here was Danvers in binary,
and
I didn't do it once.
Yep. And the thing is, like, by taking out Ultron, you effectively got rid of like 2 additional 4-dice attacks for me as well, right? Because I didn't have the grunts anymore. And like, I mean, Ultron with his extraction protocols, I could have just put like a bunch of like little 1-point damage pops
for sure
onto things. And him coming back on his injured side, I would have had the power to do it twice.
Yep.
And I mean,
taking out Ultron before he activated on the flip
was
side
huge.
was crucial.
It was huge. So yeah, I think that is my misplay of the game. I probably should have gone and patched up Ultron.
That's probably fair. Yeah.
Now, in normal play, I'd probably also have Age of Ultron.
Yeah, whether or not that's going to be allowed for him is, I think the jury's still out on that. But
well, because the problem is like he's Ultron with alter alias Ultron, and it's like, okay, well, it's the card referencing the superhero name or the Ultron.
It'll be curious if they go and like errata the old card to maybe be like the Ultron or something like that.
If it doesn't work on him, I'm going to be a little disappointed, I think, because I think Age of Ultron should work on this one.
I think I would be fine with it working on him. I mean, even like the Age of Ultron card, does it bring him back healthy or dazed?
Healthy.
It does bring him back healthy, eh?
And that would have been a big game changer here as well.
For sure.
Like having Age of Ultron, it's like, all right, you take him out, here's a nice healthy Ultron.
Yeah.
Have fun.
No, 100%.
And I mean, like, I think I'd have to spend 8 power for it, but that's what he had.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
it's easy enough to do.
From full, he's probably going to be sitting on 8 power, right?
Yeah, exactly. And that would have been game changing. So yeah, I think that was my big misplay of the game. In your case, like, I mean, you played very well. Carol showed up. Iron Man, everyone showed up.
Everyone did their jobs very, very well. And I mean, again, I think part of that was my dice were kind of absurd. Iron Man had no right to do as good as he did the first turn.
So many criticals.
Or second turn, rather.
He rolled so many criticals.
I mean, the man threw 4 dice, got 5 hits with the push trigger. Like,
yeah, no, it was good. Like, both of us were rolling very aggressive dice today.
No, our dice came to play.
Yeah, no, they very much did. I don't think either of us really saw the opposite end of the spikes.
Nope.
It's just you happen to get that turn where you activated Carol, and she just had an amazing turn, right?
Yeah. Like Carol popped up.
Because what was it? She took Ultron. She dazed Zemo. Did she? No, she didn't get Red Skull, but
she didn't daze Zemo. She
got
Ultron.
Doc Ock.
She took Doc Ock with a throw that I threw Zemo at.
You threw Zemo at Doc Ock.
And I left Zemo relatively low, I think. Or no, I left Red Skull low.
You left Red Skull pretty low. Yeah. So you punched Red Skull, you took out Ultron, and you dazed Doc Ock, and you put Zemo way out of position as well. So
yeah,
it was a great turn by Carol.
Oh, she did absolutely huge things. Yeah, no, this new Carol feels amazing. This is what I wanted Carol to be like, and she's going in my Avengers list.
This is what Carol should have been from day one.
And
just so good.
And also, let's just talk about the sculpt too. Like,
the model's
so
great.
good. All of these models are.
Yeah, no, I'm actually looking forward to doing a bunch of dossier videos on these ones. Because I think they deserve to be talked about. They're new cards. They're very exciting. Very happy to get all these ones out here. And just really excited that AMG sent this copy out early, so we were able to get this video out for the second we're allowed to talk about it.
Yeah.
So I mean, whenever you guys are watching this, that's when you're allowed to watch this. But I'm very excited about this. These characters feel very fresh, very cool. I don't think any of them really replace the old ones. I think these are just making
for the most part, I agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah, I think for the most part, you're really just thinking about it. Like, obviously, I think new Carol replaces old Carol.
But even then, I think in places like A-Force, because it's a 4 threat, or Old Carol might still have a little bit of play.
There's arguments to be had there, but I think it's a little bit more nebulous. But generally speaking, the characters feel great.
Yeah.
I'm a little disappointed we weren't able to get Crossbones, Bucky, and Spider-Man on the table.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they didn't quite make it.
Yeah, but you know what? We have lots more content planned with the new core box. You're going to be seeing it for a couple weeks at the very least here.
Yeah.
So very excited about that. Hopefully you guys are excited too. Leave your comments below to let us know what you like, didn't like, all that sort of stuff. And of course, if you want to support the channel, patreon.com/AegisBrandStudios. We will see you guys next time. Happy wargaming.